It's tough on these streets at the moment. Stage 2 tough as well, especially for those living in Gauteng. Stage 2 water restrictions in place this week in Gauteng, and also Stage 2 power cuts for the rest of the country between 4 p.m. starting today, between 4 p.m. and midnight. That's going to run until Wednesday. And I'm afraid the Weather Service also issuing another warning of a heat wave from Wednesday. Residents are being encouraged to use water sparingly despite the scorching temperatures. Also, we're watching reservoir levels very closely, aren't we, Aviwe Mtila? Here in Coronationville, I understand you're joining us this morning. So not the kind of Monday we were all hoping for, but here we are. What are you hearing? What are you seeing?
It's been a double whammy, a nightmare for a lot of people in Coronationville, Gareth. On top of having no electricity for a while now, there's also the woes of the water shortages, which they say they feel the most here. In fact, I am at Adorable Juniors. It's a creche here where you can understand how difficult it must be running a creche with no water. In fact, I'm going to catch up with one of the managers here, Lydia Motzela. Thank you for joining us at eNCA, Lydia. But maybe tell us how long you've had no water and some of the challenges that come with that.
It's now for 3 weeks that we don't have water in Coronationville. And it really affects my business very much because, as you see, the children, I had to send them home early because there's no water. And water is essential. We need water for the toilets, we need water to cook, we need water to drink, we need water to wash hands, all those things. So without water, I mean, really it is hectic for us. The business, I have a negative effect on my business also, because now I can't even follow my learning plan also. I must send the children home. The other parents, they're at work, and now they must find someone to look after the children also, which means it's unfair towards us. For running an ECD center, the children needs to go to toilet regularly. You cannot tell a child, no, you can't go, there's no water. And with the heat also, children need to drink water every time. So really, this water and the lights, it has a very negative effect on my business.
And how have you received any help from government or NGOs or anything of the nature as yet? And how many children do you have here? I
have plus minus 45 children. I don't receive any funding from government, nothing. I only rely on the school fees from the parents, and sometimes we do fundraising. I even had a fundraising for Gauteng, because last year even it's been now a big challenge for the CCD. It's not the first time, we are now actually used to this. When there's no water crisis, when there's a water crisis, always Coronationville. We also had a fundraiser for the Gauteng, and even if I had a Gauteng, there wouldn't have been water in, because now for 3 weeks there isn't any running water. Toilets, we need to go and ask water by the seat, and then we have to come and fill our tanks up with the water to flush it just. And the children, we cannot even let them drink that water. We must cook it first, and then must cool it down, and then they must drink it. So really, water is an essential need. And I can go out with loud lights, yeah, but water is the main thing for each and everyone.
And I can imagine. So you mentioned 45 children at your creche here. What do you do then, given that you haven't had water for 3 weeks? How have you been coping, or what have you had to do differently?
I asked my parents to send the children with 2-liter bottles or 5-liter bottles of water. But where will they get water? So the little water I have, I must use it sparingly. Yes. So the toilets, we flush, and then even the water that we wash the floor with, scrub the floor, but we must keep it one side. And I mean, it is unhealthy. It's actually a health problem also.
A certain health hazard, of course. And if this is to continue, let's say for another 3 weeks, how will your business survive, or how will you cope?
I don't know, really. I'm stressed out already. And my parents are even more stressed. And I don't want to put... The thing is why there's an ECD center, for the parents to go to work and leave the children in our care. So now if I don't have water, I can't look after the children. And I think if it's still going to continue with this water shortages, I don't know, maybe I will have to close down. And I'm very afraid to do that, because this is my only source of income. And even my teachers also. They rely on school fees also. I already have parents who send the children home to the villages where they stay for the holidays. And now the children are coming back tomorrow, most of them, because the schools are opening. And I don't know, other children are going to come back, because they know here is always water. No water, send the children home. Because if you send the children home, there's even not water at home.
And what are the parents saying to you?
They feel it with me. They say they know it's not my problem, it's not my fault, but also it is a necessity to have water. And even if the water tanks come, they don't even come around this way. It stays there by the hospital, and then we have to walk all the way up. And you can't leave the children alone here to go and find water. We must actually ask for water around also. And I mean, water is essentially something that you need continuously.
It's definitely essential. Water needed, of course, adorable angels in Coronationville. Of course, you heard 45 plus minus kids here, and that water supply desperately needed. If it is to continue, Gareth, she's afraid that she might have to close down, given that this is the only place where parents can send their children while they're at work, but even at home they don't have water. So it's some of those challenges that come with the burden of not having water.